Sash, and today I'm going to share 3 of the best decks that you can use to gain trophies fast. These decks have proven to work. As an avid deck builder, I always keep an eye on the best decks in the game, not by just top players, but also by lower level players. I'm usually more interested in seeing a lower level player, for example a level 11 player, make it to 5,000 trophies with low level cards, because that's not easy to do, and it also goes to show just how powerful that deck is for lower level players. Most players don't have high level legendaries and epics because they're hard to level up. First deck is this Hog Cycle deck. This is probably the most popularly used deck right now by top players. The reason I recommend this deck is because it's proven to be very powerful and has cards that are very easy to upgrade. If you don't have the log, then you can definitely go with the Zap spell. The main reason to use the log would be for tombstones, but the Zap can also be very valuable for killing skeleton army, and also the combination of Ice Golem and Zap can kill minions. Let's do some battles with this deck so I can show you guys how to use it, and then I'm going to show you guys the other 2 decks. Okay, here we go. First battle. Good luck. We have Zap, Musketeer, Cannon, and Zap. Okay, so we're gonna play the Ice Spear when we have about 9.5 elixir right here, and this way we can expect him of making that first move. He's gonna play Collector, so we're gonna cycle through here. Unfortunately, my Hog Riders all the way at the back, so that was pretty unfortunate. I'm gonna use that Fireball on the Collector, get one of those archers, so that's great. Now I have the Hog Rider with the Ice Golem, nice. That prevented him of playing cards such as minions or skeleton army. He's got his elite barbarians. We're gonna zap those skeletons. And for that archer, we're going to use skeletons over there. The cannon is a very good counter to the elite barbarians, as you guys can see right there. Once you have the elite barbarians distracted by either your skeletons, frozen by your ice spirit, or distracted by the ice golem. The ice golem is one of the best counters to the elite barbarians simply by kiting it. Oops, I dropped my ice golem there, but that's fine. We're going to use Musketeer, and that ice golem can distract his mega minion, so we're going to use the cannon right here along with our Musketeer to take down that giant, and then we'll use skeletons over there to distract the archers while our Musketeer in Arena Tower shoots them down. Awesome. So as you guys can see, this deck has such great defense. I know he's got his elite barbarians, but we're going to use the Musketeer here and now the Hog Rider, and the Musketeer can distract the elite barbarians while our Hog Rider gets to his tower. One of the elite barbarians escaped while the other one's coming here. We're going to use a Zap, kill those fire spirits, and then Ice Spear while the Ice Golem's slow down effect slowed down the elite barbarian. Awesome. So there we go. Countered the elite barbarian. Still looking great. Look at his tower, 678, and we have about a minute left. So perfect. We're gonna place, let's see, we're gonna place down our Musketeer because I know he wants to make a move with his giants, of course. And now watch what I do with the golem, the ice golem. As you can see, I'm gonna kite it out, and the fireball is gonna weaken the archers, finish the giant. Didn't even need my skeletons there, and as you guys can see how I kited that mega minion towards the other lane. So awesome. And here I'm gonna play my ice golem with my Hog Rider because I know he's got the elite barbarians. That Ice Spirit can freeze them. I'm going to use Zap to get an extra hit with my Hog Rider. And there we go. Got his tower. We're going to use Fireball. Boom! Such a great Fireball. We got a bunch of those units. He's got elite barbarians, but they're going to get shut down by my Ice Golem and my skeletons. Perfect. Oops, I said good game early. My bad. There's still 15 seconds left, but there's no way he's getting to my tower because his giant push is just too slow. It's not going to get there in time. He's going to use his elite barbarian, so I guess we'll just use a fireball just to be safe. Send in the ice golem for defense. But yeah, that's going to be a game. Good game. Okay, we're going to do another battle with this deck. Again, strong here, so good luck. We have Hog Rider, Musketeer, Skeletons, and Cannon. Okay. I'm gonna play my Musketeer. I don't want to rush in yet. Actually, I should have right now because he just played his Collector, so that means he's low on elixir. I could have made a push, but that's fine because what I'm planning on doing is I'm gonna push with my Hog Rider. He's gonna use his Hog Rider. I'm just gonna use a cannon, and now I'm planning on using this Fireball here. Is he gonna do anything? There goes my Fireball. My skeletons are gonna distract his mini P.E.K.K.A, so that's perfect. And oh, such a great start already. As you guys can see, I countered his Hog pretty easily with my cannon, of course, and his tower, he lost it quick. And this is a maxed player. He's much he's higher level than me, so yeah. Both of my towers untouched, so that's perfect. We're gonna place Musketeer Now we can just play defensive, but playing defensive against the Hog Cycle deck is not a good idea. You want to keep pressuring your opponent and not allow them to get that tower. Oh no, he quit, I think. He left. Okay, because our previous opponent left, we're gonna do one more with this deck. Let's see, Cannon, Fireball, Ice Golem, and Skeletons. And what I love about this deck is even if you have a pretty bad starting hand, you can just cycle through because you have so many cheap options here. Royal Giant, okay, we're gonna have to use a Cannon, and then we're gonna use this Ice Spirit, freeze it, and then Skeletons along with the Cannon dealing more damage while we make a push on the other lane. He's gonna use arrows. That's unfortunate, but look at that push with the Hog Rider, Ice Golem on the other lane. We're gonna throw a Fireball on that. This is gonna be great. Slow down effect. Hog Rider get more hits, and look at that. I'm the winner here. His Royal Giant on the left didn't do as much damage as I did with my Hog Rider on the right. I'm just gonna use my Ice Golem to basically kite. I'm gonna use my Cannon right here to prevent these Fire Spirits from getting to my tower. Actually, his Furnace is only level 9. I don't even need a Cannon. But whatever. We're gonna use Ice Spirit and watch this. Freeze the Elite Barbarians and watch how effectively. Oh, I overestimated my Cannon there. It wasn't enough. But that's fine. He's most certainly going to play his Royal Giant on the left, so we're going to ready our Musketeer so that we can cycle to our Cannon if needed, but he's going to rock it. In that case, since he's low on the Elixir, I'm going to rush in on the right with my Hog Rider and Ice Golem. He's probably going to play his Archers again like he did previously. Let's see, does he? He's waiting for the Ice Golem to die, but he's going to lose his tower because he waited way too long. Alright, on the left now, we just got to defend against that. Actually, we're going to place Ice Spirit on the right for the Archers. We're going to need to place down a Cannon. And then we're going to play... I don't want him to rocket my Musketeer. I want to play my Musketeer over here. Let's see. So that he doesn't rocket me. Okay, nice. No rocket. We're going to play Ice Golem and then our Hog Rider. He's got Elite Barbarians. Oh no, Musketeer died before I could freeze them. We're gonna use Skeletons, we're gonna need to use that Cannon here, and we're gonna use that Fire. Oh my goodness, this is such a great Fireball, guys. Elite Barbarians, Minion Horde, yeah. Alright, he's rushing in right now. 32 seconds left. Alright, we're gonna use that Ice Golem, freeze, nice, and Hog Rider, Skeletons to distract his Elite Barbarians that he's most certainly gonna play very soon. Yeah, right there. We're gonna play Musketeer and get our Hog Rider, get to his tower. He's gonna do that. Fireball. He's gonna play a Royal Giant there. No Royal Giants. Okay. We're gonna play Hog Rider. Oh man, this is so much fun. Zap 3, 2, 1. That's gonna be game. Our Hog Rider got it. Got the tower too. Good game. Next deck is this super strong Goblin Barrel Rocket deck. This deck can counter almost anything in the game and is one of the safest decks to play with. It's a pretty easy deck to learn too. All you have to do is play defense while constantly pressuring your opponent with the Goblin Barrel. You have so many ways to bait their Zap or the Log with your Skeleton Army, Fire Spirits, your Inferno Tower, or even your Princess. A good replacement for the Princess would be the Dark Goblin in this deck if you don't have the Princess, or if your Princess is too low, like a level 1 Princess. Okay, so let's do some battles with this deck now against Natsu here. Good luck. We have the Rocket, Knight, Skeleton Army, and Inferno Tower. Okay, so we're gonna start off with the Knight. Actually, no, we're gonna play Skeleton Army since he just played his Goblin Barrel. Is he gonna use a Zap? Are you? Nope. Princess. Okay, we're gonna cycle here a bit. We're gonna use the Knight, and then we're gonna use the Log right here to get that Princess on the tower. He's gonna use the Log. Okay, nice. So we're gonna use the Goblin Barrel with his Arena Tower Distract. He's gonna use Ice Spirit. Okay, with the minions. We're gonna safely place our Princess right here to counter those minions, and then just use the Fire Spirits to counter his the Goblin Barrel. Fire Spirits are just so good against Goblin Barrel. They're much better now, the Fire Spirits, because obviously Zap doesn't one-shot equal level Goblin Barrel anymore. Skeleton Army to counter this Knight. Is he gonna use a Zap? He's gonna use the Princess. Okay. We're gonna wait a bit and now use the log. Okay, he's gonna play minions. We're gonna play the Goblin Barrel. Force him to use a spell. Uses the log. And here we go, Fire Spirits for the goblins over there. We got the princess and Fire Spirits. So he has to address. He's gonna use the knight. Okay. In that case, we're gonna use our own knight to counter his knight. With the arena tower's help, our knight's gonna quickly kill his. Okay, nice. And let's see, let's go with the rocket. We have lots of elixir to use now, so we're gonna use the rocket. He's gonna also use a rocket. Wow, so he has a similar deck to us. We're gonna need to use the skeleton army to distract these minions. Okay. So we know he's got the lag. He doesn't have zap. We're gonna use the princess on the left. So it's gonna be princess versus princess over there. We're gonna use the the goblin barrel and use the log to counter his goblins. He's gonna do the same thing. We're gonna use the rocket, and he's probably gonna use the rocket as well, just to mimic us. Yeah. Alright, we're gonna use the fire spirits. What are you gonna use? Knight probably? Yeah. It's predictable since he's using the same deck. Goblin barrel, we'll use our skeleton army. And then the knight, force him to use his log. Come on, use your log. No log. He's probably gonna use the log now though. Yeah, there's the log. Alright, we got two princesses though. And now we're gonna rocket, and we're gonna also use a fire spirit right here. Bang, he needs to address. We're pressuring him more than he's pressuring us, so that's good. Use the log, and then we're gonna use the goblin barrel, which is gonna force him to use the log. And then we can use the rocket on his tower. He's gonna use minions. We're gonna need to use the skeleton army on his goblins. And now all we have to do is, of course, just cycle to our rockets before he rockets us. Goblin barrel to force him to use the log so that we can cycle to that rocket. Yes, we got him. Rocket, and that's gonna be game. His rocket's not gonna kill us, of course, because our tower is at 677. Good game. Okay, let's do one more with this deck, and then we'll move to the next deck. Alright, so against Sweet Smile, good luck. Princess, Fire Spirit, Skarmy, and Knight. We'll start off with our Princess at the back, and let's see what he does. Alright, so he's going to use Minion Horde. Fire Spirits are excellent counter to that. Knight, two of the minions unfortunately escaped. He's going to use a Fireball, so he's overusing his Elixir. Since he used Fireball, we're going to use a Rocket, because we need to cycle through here. We're not going to use a log yet, actually. We're going to wait a bit. So as you can see, already made up for the damage with the rocket there. Okay, minions, we're going to have to ignore them. He didn't support them with the miner because he didn't have the elixir to do so. Okay, so it's pretty much even so far. We're going to throw in a goblin barrel and see what he does. Skeleton army. Okay, we're going to use the princess. That way we can get the skeleton army and the tower at the same time. And he's going to, of course, use his knight on the princess. We'll just use, the miner on the princess, and then we'll use the knight to counter the miner. Okay. What are you going to do? Minion Horde, perhaps? Mega Minion. Alright, we'll use the Fire Spirits and Inferno Tower to counter the Lava Hound. We'll use the Skeleton Army to distract the Mega Minion while the Inferno safely takes down the Lava Hounds and the Pups. So great. And here we go. Goblin Barrel, if he sends in his Skeleton Army, our princess is going to take him out. He's going to use his own princess to counter our princess, but he failed to do so because our princess targeted his princess first. Nice. Alright, we're going to use the knight at the back since we can finish off the minions. Okay, nice. And we have so much elixir, so this is where you want to use the rocket, especially during double elixir time. It's on to 841, and then for that Lava Hounds, we can just counter with Inferno Tower. He's gonna use a Fireball to weaken the Inferno. We got Fire Spirits for the minions as well. And he's most likely gonna play Miner on our Princess, so we played Skeleton Army. And now we're gonna play the Princess, 2 Princess on 2 lanes, so that should take care of the pups here. Okay, nice. And then use the Knight to distract them. He can't Fireball 2 Princess because they're on 2 sides. And now we're gonna use the Goblin Barrel, and then we can just use the Rocket to finish him. Unfortunately, the Goblin Barrel didn't do anything there, but there goes the Rocket, and now all we need to do is just cycle through here. So let's see. He's gonna use Fireball. No, his Fireball takes us out before we could Rocket him or log him or something. Good game. Okay, last deck is with the Mortar. Yes, the Mortar. The Mortar is a very underrated card and is one of the best cards to trophy push with because it's a common card, meaning it's very easy to level up. I got this deck from Turtwig Data, who farmed 1,000,000 gold from grand challenges, all with the Mortar. Unfortunately, I'm not a big Mortar player, so my Mortar is still level 10, but let's do some battles with the Mortar. Okay, here we go against Steve Maddox. Good luck. We have Archers, the Log, Inferno, and Ice Spirits. Okay, we're going to start off by splitting our Archers at the back. He's going to start off with the Knights. Okay, And a lot of these top players are using similar decks, so don't be surprised if he's using that bait deck, the Goblin Barrel deck that I showed you guys earlier. But no, he's got the Executioner. We're going to use the Knight. The Knight is a great counter to all of these threats. But he's going to use the minions. In that case, we're going to have to use the Inferno to counter this Executioner. Oh, he's going to use Graveyard. In that case, we're going to need to use Archers. So here we go. That's going to counter the Graveyard, but he's going to use a freeze spell. But just use the Ice Spirit there. And there we go. Successfully countered his Graveyard. We're going to wait a bit for the Archers to get closer and then play our Mortar. He's going to use a Log. We're going to use our Knight versus his Knight plus our Mortar to help out. So we should win there. And then we'll use the Fire Spirits to finish off the rest. And now hopefully our Mortar can lock onto his tower and do some good damage. Nice. Even though it's a level 10 Mortar, if it was higher, we would have done a lot more damage to that tower. Especially a max level 13 tower. Max level Mortar is of course level 13. Alright, so we're going to play Archers. We're going to split them at the back. We're not going to play Rocket yet because it's just going to be too risky right now. Best time to start rocketing when you have a lot of elixir is during double elixir time. Or when they do this, when they play an Executioner next to their tower. You're going to rocket that Executioner and the tower at the same time. That's going to be great. He's going to use the Log. So we're going to wait a bit. We know he's got the Knight and minions. And we can counter that with our own Knight and Fire Spirit. So that's going to be the plan right here. We're going to play the Mortar and then wait a second. And then place down our Knight. We're going to place Archie. He's going to freeze. Wow. We're going to use Fire Spirits on all of that to take it out. He's got a cannon though to counter our Mortar, but the Fire Spirit splash damage also took out the cannon. He's going to play Executioner. Okay, double elixir time, so it's time to start rocketing. He's going to play Knight with the Executioner, which we can very easily counter with our own Knight here. Tornado, we're going to wait. Come on. Yeah, okay, there we go. And Fire Spirits for the minions, and successfully countered Freeze. His freeze just went to waste there. And so here we go. Mortar, Ice Spirit. He's got the Executioner. We froze it, so that's great. We're going to use the Log. We just need to deal some residual damage and then keep rocketing his tower. Alright, so here we go. Mortar, pressure. 1-2 seconds. Ice Spirit, freeze. Use the Knight to distract the cannon. There we go, take out the cannon, and once we're unfrozen, our Mortar can start shooting his tower. Okay, here we go, and now the Rocket, he's gonna use the Log just for the Mortar. So you guys can see the Mortar just poses a lot of pressure. We're using a level 10 Mortar against a max player, and he's having such a difficult time stopping us. There we go, good game. Okay, last battle, guys, against King Roma. Good luck. We got the Mortar, Archers, Ice Spirit, and the Rocket. So we're going to start off with the Archers at the back by splitting them. So here we go. He's gonna play Furnace, and this is exactly what you want to split those archers. You only need one archer to stop fire spirits from the furnace. His furnace is level 9, so we didn't need it. Whoa, he's got a level 5 miner. That's crazy, because his other troops are pretty low. He's got a level 9 Hog Rider, level 3 Ice Wizard, while he has a level 5 miner. That's unusual. Anyways, all we have to do again is just play defensive, then cycle to our mortar when we need to. It's pretty easy to play this deck. So here we go. Ice Spirit, and then we're just gonna cycle Fire Spirits. He's got the Furnace, and now play the Mortar right here. The Mortar should be able to take down the Furnace there. He's gonna play his Miner on our Mortar, just to counter the Mortar. Now that's gonna be very effective because his Miner is of course very powerful. Knight for the archers, and let's see. So it's gonna be tough because he's just gonna keep using the Furnace to block the Mortar, and then of course his Hog Rider to get our Mortar. But let's see how he's gonna stop us, because we're gonna do this. We're gonna use the Mortar. He's probably gonna use the Furnace. If not, let's see. He does. So there we go. Archers, take down those Fire Spirits. There's the Hog Rider. We'll use the Knight. Quickly counter this Hog. He's gonna use the Log just to take down the Mortar. And once we hit double elixir time, we're gonna be able to do this. Cycle to our Mortar. We got cheap troops. We got Ice Spirit, Fire Spirits, low elixir units, so we can cycle to the Mortar quickly. And that's where this deck becomes even stronger, is during double elixir time. We're gonna use the Knight for the Miner, because we know he likes to use the Miner on the Mortar like that. And look at that, already his tower down to 1761, so significantly weakened. And now we can start using the rocket because we have so much elixir. Gonna use Barbarians, Hog Rider, just use Inferno for the Hog. Yeah, he's not going anywhere. We got this in the bag. There's the Miner. We'll freeze it with the Ice Spirit so that we can kill it. And since he's playing aggressively on defense with the 2 Furnaces, we'll start rocketing. And of course, you don't want to forget his Hog Rider. So we're gonna also keep that Inferno ready. So here we go, Fire Spirits on all of that. Nice. Use the archers here, and there's the Hog. So here we go, Log for the Fire Spirits and everything else, and then use Inferno to counter. And look at his tower. 573. Rocket does so much damage to an arena tower. Good game. So hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope you guys like the decks. They're all great for low level cards. So yeah, leave a like if you enjoyed this, and subscribe for more daily Clash Royale content. And I'll see you guys again soon. Later.